3, 2, 1. Yeah, that's right. We already started, guys. I know. Welcome to the Ninetales podcast, episode 3. We are rocking it today with the amazingness of the Fodi comedy channel. Hey! And this thing right here, whatever that is.
Hi.
This is the Rad Ricer.
Yeah.
Now, Rice hasn't been on a podcast yet, which is pretty cool.
Because I have my own podcast.
Yep.
With me.
Yep. So if these two suit your fancy, make sure to head over to the J&J Chattercast. They haven't got their season going right now, but let me tell you something. They got a few good episodes already. Go check them out right away on the description right now. Go smash it! Go smash it! Go smash it!
Ah, Jesus! What? Don't you know how to aim?
Okay.
God, just here's your damn promo code.
Enjoy that. It was extra salty.
What is my life?
Okay.
Your promo
So-
code. There you go.
So if you guys don't understand, we actually do a few giveaways per video. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry, dying laughing.
Let him rip it.
So then, here, venture anger, you get to rip it now. So, okay, so welcome to that horribly timed thing. I hope you guys at home are enjoying this podcast already. What are you doing? Get back in shot. So as for me, this is story time, as the intro is always going to be. I basically had a pretty normal time. Just a week from now is legitimately my birthday, and it's, oh gosh, I'm turning 23. I hate this. Like,
He's a Leo.
I'm a old fart too, also. But anyways,
He's a Virgo. I'm a
and
Sagittarius.
never get a Vegetarius, maybe. Okay, so we got a lot of cool stuff for you, but first of all, we are going to do the card spotlight. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar with this podcast, we're going to be doing one each time. So our first one is going to be the Mega Charizard X. Now, neither of these cards in this episode,
Like a $1 pack at, like, what was it?
Dollar Tree.
yeah. So that lucky guy behind me literally did.
He's the reason why I stopped buying packs.
Yeah, like, look at this.
He can't even
It
find.
is
Yeah, that's
very-
from Evolution set. Mega
So,
Charizard
yeah.
EX.
I always am a fan of like the ones that have the Japanese text on it too. So this is
Yeah.
this is an envy card. By the way, both the cards belong to this guy right here. So like, legit, good luck on that one.
I want to present this one.
So
And the next card spotlight is an Egyptian god card, my personal favorite Egyptian god card. Here is Slifer, the Sky Dragon.
Classic.
If you don't know what his effect does, he's basically however many cards in your hand you have. It's 1,000 a piece. So if you have like 6 cards in your hands, you get the 6,000 beater. Not only that, but he prevents special summon monsters from coming out.
Classic. Plus,
Well-
he's Yugi's go-to Egyptian god.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people consider him the weakest Egyptian god. I don't think so.
well,
I mean, is
if
it
you
really
actually can do infinite cards with this guy,
Yeah.
like
That's actually unbanned now.
yeah. So that's actually that's what I'm saying. Like
Here's the thing too: is there like lots of people always say there's like stronger Egyptian gods than others. Really, is there really each Egyptian god card is strong in its own suit?
yeah.
I don't agree. I think they're almost on tier with each other. Really.
Well, they each do something different.
Yeah.
Like
the problem with Raw is now he has those other two things.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
Sphere mode and the Phoenix mode, which makes him even stronger.
Mm.
Oh no! Wasn't God wasn't Raw like his ability is like
Well, he has two.
all 3 of them that you
No, that's
sacrifice?
Obelisk in the anime.
No, like what Obelisk would do, and they did kind of like adapt. What Obelisk would do is it would take any two monsters. If you sacrifice any 2 monsters, you can raise his attack to infinity.
Well, no, that's not what I'm asking. Like,
we're
the
asking.
sacrifice conditions for Raw. Wasn't he, like, attacking... The attack of each one added up?
Yeah, pretty much. That's how you, when you regular
Yeah.
summon him. Or what you could do is sacrifice all your life points and just leave one, and he gets that. They come as his attack points.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So,
Man,
those two
Slifer.
cards are amazing. I absolutely love them to death. And so, like...
Here's Josh's promo.
No,
Yep.
I will give my promo.
Yep. So, yep. Josh's promo? Where is it?
I'll give it out. I'm gonna wait a bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So-
make him wait.
So, right on topic here, we've got ourselves a lot of fakes.
Ooh.
Now, we're going to leave these two
And that's
off the
what-
pile.
you didn't ask
These
what was going
are
on in
the
our
absolute
lives.
worst. Well, the time, you guys, I was waiting for you like 10 years.
You gotta ask.
So, anything going on in your life?
Let's see.
Other than fapping, sleeping, playing video games?
I don't really play much video games anymore except for portables. It's anything going on in my life. I might have a job here soon, so
Oh, man, that
fingers
is...
crossed.
Yeah. Show him some support, love, and good luck.
Josh, what's up with you?
Oh, what isn't up with me? I mean, seriously, so much, and I mean so much unprotected sex with a bunch of women I don't love.
I love the fact you had to put it. I don't love. I love one of them, but they'll never know which one.
There's only one, but no, in real talk, I'm doing fine.
Yep, has himself a good relationship. You know, gotta get to make some money.
You know, he's been in this relationship for 2 years now,
Yes, 2 years.
and I still have yet
True.
to meet her.
Really? Is that true?
I've never met her in my entire life.
Well,
He's at least known
there's
her from
probably-
school.
if you want, if you like, well, since we're on personal things, we'll work on that.
Yeah. Okay, so
You want to know when I'm gonna finally meet her?
What?
When you two break up. It's like I'll meet her on the
You'll
street.
be on the rebound.
No, I'll meet her on the street. It's like, Miranda, it's nice to finally meet you. Oh wait, you dumped Josh, bitch.
oh man. So, this is the fake cards. So we got the story time out of the way with this guy right here and this beautiful one over here. Look
I
at-
guess my story.
Look at it. Looks like I'm gonna just.
I've learned how to like raise one eyebrow.
Oh, dude, you had the rock look on you just now. So
Although I can only do it with like an angry face. That's the sad part.
here's the thing. There are many varying degrees of bad here on these fake cards. So you look at this one and you think, hey, that's pretty legit looking. Not really.
That's
So,
an EX,
I
everybody.
kind of feel like this is almost perfect. I mean, other than the non-holographic part of
Wait.
it.
You actually have an EX up there. Show them what an EX is supposed to look like.
So, an actual EX, where is it?
The Charizard's up there somewhere. Oh, there it is.
That's not an EX, that's an MEX. That's different.
Well, no, that's a Mega Charizard EX.
Yeah, but anyways, that's what they're supposed to kind of look like. Yeah.
Foily.
So, this is coming close. That's not horrible. But the attack is 11,000, so... I mean, take horrible as you will. I'm gonna... 11,000. So, that's not bad. We're not even gonna highlight any more thousands, but you guys get the point. That happens a lot. Wake up, Jordan. You look like you're...
I'm just waiting.
Pooping.
I'm waiting to join in. I don't really have much to say about fake cards.
Yeah.
The most we have with fake cards is back in the day when
Yeah, he had like a bootleg Raw, and he
Yeah.
gave me the bootleg Slifer, and we used to cheat.
we cheated.
That's all. That's the end of
Yeah,
that
We
story.
did not play Yu-Gi-Oh! Fair at all as kids.
Yeah. So, I'm just gonna, like, skip through most of these. I mostly wanted to show you a few highlights here. But especially, I found them all. Okay. Especially these. Now, on first inspection, you're like, okay, that's kind of nice. Okay, like, Some of these look pretty legit. I mean, this one, a bit too rubbery looking. But, however, a common theme with these ones is look at how, like, they're way too saturated. Like, for comparison, this is about right. You really can't see it on the video, though. However, the worst one by far are these two. Now, you might be thinking, oh, you're holding upside down. It's printed upside down and offset, and it is way too blue. This one is slightly worse. It is even more saturated with blue, so...
Blue.
That's just about all I got for Fake Hearts Dudes, though. We're going to be doing an actual Vulpix Trainer episode all about these once again soon, but we're going to move on to things we want to see from a very special event that is actually going on right now. So, let's pass the mic to Zhao.
Alright, so as you know, this weekend was San Diego Comic-Con, where basically a bunch of companies and stuff basically show off on their display for the nerds who are just going to look it up on the internet later in the day anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's still an event.
I love Comic-Con.
Really hard to get into.
Yeah.
But we had several new reveals. Like I said, I was...
Justice League trailer.
I was about ready to do the Justice League trailer.
It looked alright.
Yeah, the thing that I'm really interested in is I'm actually a figure collector.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I'm super into was the new figures that were revealed by Marvel Legends.
Oh, those look like really amazing.
Yeah, they're not. You know, the sad part is like they had paint issues there, but you know it's going to be even worse when they get released.
Oh
yeah.
man. Well, I mean,
like there's that new Deadpool that was lacking a lot of paint, right?
Yeah. So.
Oh God, only imagines how the retail versions.
Yeah.
Gonna look.
Well, I mean,
like the whole figure's just gonna be red.
To be really actually fair, does that never not happen though? I mean, come on.
True.
Yeah, it's just I don't know what.
It's
happened.
a common.
Something during production. I don't know. I get it. They have to mass produce it, but
you got to make a little bit of quality before quantity. In my case,
not with Hasbro.
No,
they're the opposite. It's quantity first. What's quality?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely Hasbro. They like their quality control issues are very
questionable. We'll call them that.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, because like here's the thing too, especially with Hasbro, mostly with Hasbro, absolutely with Hasbro. In fact, there'll be these figures that are painted and detailed amazingly. And then there's going to be some other ones in there that you just look at it and go, how did this get past the assembly line?
Like Shocker.
Well,
that Shocker was terrible.
I actually got an amazing idea for how their quality control is. They take specifically colorblind people and ask them if the paint is right.
Yeah.
I mean, literally.
I don't know what red is.
Okay, it's good. Go.
It's like, is this Spider-Man 2 red? What is red?
What is red? All I see is like a gray and a different shade of gray.
Oh, it's good.
Let's go chase cars.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is, I'd imagine.
Yeah. But lots of trailers. I've been keeping up with the Marvel Legends action. I've been looking at the action figures. As a wrestling fan, I've also been looking at the wrestling action figures that have been coming out. There's definitely some good ones coming out as a wrestling fan. But as for the Marvel Legends, the ones I'm kind of liking, I believe it's Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider with the motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that was beautiful.
I love the head sculpt.
That head sculpt was amazing. I like it's kind of blowing in the wind almost.
Yeah.
That head sculpt, like
we're getting a new comic book Black Widow, which I'm excited for because we never really had a good one of that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
There's of course the new comic book Cable.
Yeah, that.
It's all right. The new comic book Deadpool. I think you said this. The one bit that came out before it, the X-Men wave one.
Mm-hmm. The Juggernaut wave.
Yeah, the Juggernaut wave one. It's still technically the better one, but this one's the head sculpt on this new one though.
Yeah, it's definitely better.
Yeah, definitely better. Let's see. Like the way he wrinkles in the mask and has the mean expression kind of reminds me of his first appearance.
Yeah, I think that's what he was based off, actually.
Oh, really? That's what that one was.
Yeah,
based
that's what it looked like.
Yeah, it looked like it was definitely based off the first appearance. One standout figure for me, again, you pointed this out. Like I even know it. The character's straight up gimmick.
I wanted to be said that I was into her before anybody else.
Yeah.
Because I'm the one who discovered her, and I told him about her.
You sure? Because I kind of saw her.
No, I remember this clearly. I told you.
All right.
I was like, dude, you gotta check this out.
It's adorable. And I do kind of want this figure, Gwenpool. She looks freaking adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. As for me, I don't really have much to say about this year's Comic-Con. Now, next episode, whenever I'm doing another solo, I will be looking up some of the cosplay that was hitting the floor with everyone who was visiting and stuff.
Oh, I'm still like there's still one more day as of the recording of this. So here's hope. Like Tara Strong's been doing a lot of like the cosplay. She's done Batgirl there. She's done Harley Quinn from Injustice 2.
Yeah, she actually pulled that one off this year. I actually saw a picture of her.
Yeah, here's hoping
really
Tara Strong does a Raven cosplay. That moment, the moment that happens,
it's right on.
My dick explodes. Now, talking about dick explosions, let your dick explode as I give you this awesome code for the Pokemon TCG Online.
Yeah, great segue, buddy.
Yeah, I know,
Primal
right?
Clash Booster. This is an XY pack.
I've been meaning to do this.
So, if you want to score one of these, make sure you keep on tuning in. Near the end, I'm going to give mine away. So then...
Why did you put it near my ear?
It's like ASMR.
I wanted to give you those tingles, bro.
No, it's like ASMR with that only. Just like. Yep. Oh man. As for things, what do we want to see out of the last day, though? I mean, honestly.
The only thing I can really think of that I want to see out of the last day is some new cartoon stuff.
Yeah,
definitely some new cartoon stuff. I did see another thing I liked was there was the sneak peek of Star vs. the Forces of Evil, the new season for it. I want to see some more Steven Universe stuff.
Oh,
and
man.
I like wrestling wise, I want to see that they're making a new Matt Hardy figure.
For me, like I'm wanting to see more of J.G. Quintel's new cartoon.
I want to see more of that too. Yeah,
close enough. Now that regular show's over, he's doing this show. So,
is there a name yet?
Yeah, it's called Close Enough.
Yeah.
Oh,
and, like you said, I want to see some more cartoons.
There's a preview trailer that I loved.
Yeah, I just wonder who else is going to be like what kind of celebrities will be unexpectedly showing up, because I mean, like, it always seems like during the days of Comic-Con, just random celebrities will just pop, dude. You know?
Yeah.
I just kind of want to see what that does. A lot of people are, like, interested in, like, the stuff added and all that, but you can, like, learn about that later. I always like to see, like, the people that were there and, like, interested in what they had to talk about.
I know I haven't watched it yet. I plan to, but apparently today the Thor Ragnarok trailer dropped at Comic-Con, and I mean that's kind of cool, but I mean I'm not the biggest Thor fan. He's probably got my least favorite films in the series, and I've never been a big Thor guy in the comics either.
Lord knows how much I've gone on record many a times of how much I hate Dark World.
Yeah.
I despise that.
Yeah. Hey, you do not talk about that on this podcast.
Personally, I don't like Iron Man 3. I think Dark World is just one...
That's a discussion for another day, buddy.
Yeah, half a notch above Dark World. Well, above Iron Man 3.
Yeah. But segueing into something else, though, it has been an epic Comic-Con so far. Let's just see what else happens, then maybe next podcast I will discuss it with you guys. So, tell us your thoughts. What do you want to see out of Comic-Con? What in the world does this ASMR voice mean? We'll be getting back to you about that later. Okay. I knew you were going to do that. There's no real good way to segue into this, but
real quick, before we segue into the next one, since there's no real good way to segue, I would like to point out the fact that when I did rip the card in this here, it made the slowest ripping noise ever. Just a...
Actually, that is a perfect segue, because some slowly ripping into your memory is this hack of Pokemon, which brings us to our hack spotlight of the day, Blue Kaizo. Guys, if you want to absolutely be challenged in a Pokemon game, this is the one. Literally, every encounter, basically...
Yeah, it's sort of like the downfall.
If you guys have...
The problem with Pokemon games is they're way too easy.
Yeah. This one aims to fix that. You see, in the first generation, there was a two-step rule. Now, this is varying, but basically the two-step rule is used by speedrunners to basically refer to the fact that if you go into a wild battle or a trainer battle, you cannot encounter a Pokemon within 2 steps. But after that, it's fair game, and the higher you go, like the farther you go without an encounter, the more likely it is. Until it goes into 100%, and that's when you encounter.
Oh, wow.
So real quick, actually the technical breakdown on it.
Wow, that sounds actually kind of cool. Second, I'd like to point out this game is challenging. But like in the fun way, right? It's like it's challenging.
Let me tell you, it is amazing for a Nuzlocke.
It's challenging. It's stuff like that because nothing says challenging more than an adorable little Squirtle.
Yeah, definitely.
So hard.
You're probably wondering to yourself, why did I actually mention... Jordan, you needed to focus. Why did I actually mention the 2-step limit? Well, because in this game, that is the only obey they have done to that. The encounter rates are so high in here. After the 2-step limit, you have got a 99.8% chance of running into a Pokemon already on that first step.
Jeez.
So it's literally like, run into a Pokemon, right? 1, 2, the next one is likely a Pokemon.
Wow.
Like, imagine, like, I don't know, maybe Zubats in a cave, times 100 everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, if that, like definitely like what you said just a moment ago, if there is one thing that you can criticize about the Pokemon, especially as years progressed, it's kind of
got a bit easier.
It's got a little bit easier, definitely. If we're going off criticisms, like, don't get me wrong, I still love every new Pokemon games that come out. They're still great in their own ways. But definitely, as like each game comes out, it seems like it just gets a little bit easier. Like in red, blue, yellow, and like green and all them, it kind of just threw you in there and said, "Hey, just fucking fend for yourself."
No,
but now especially with Sun and Moon, it almost was like how the game was holding your hand through the whole thing, helping you get there.
Like, even the EXP share got a huge buff into a key item.
Yeah, the EXP share, like in X and Y, actually got bumped to the key item that shares for all, which is great for, like, training your Pokemon. But, like, especially in Sun and Moon, the Rotom Dex will tell you where you need to go.
Yeah.
It has a little marker showing you where you need to go. Which I'm not saying that's bad. It's sometimes good to know where you need to go in some games. But with Pokemon, it's a game where you want to explore.
Yeah. It's your own adventure.
It's your own adventure. So why, like, do you need a place really to tell you where to go.
Yeah.
Am I making sense here, or am I just being?
Yeah, I
You're
think
fine.
you're making sense. I think, though, this may be an unpopular opinion. If you don't include, like, things that weren't used, because Pokemon Red and Blue would take the cake on this, obviously. Hardest one is Pokemon Gold Silver. Mostly because of its Kanto section. Like, there's actually level
Yeah,
100s
like
in there.
Not to mention, like, the gym leaders from Kanto are, like, stronger now. Especially, like, Blue, because, like, he doesn't even use a specific type. He just uses all the types.
Yeah. Now, and obviously, one of the hardest boss battles in Pokemon history is also there with, like, Mount Silver's Red.
Mm-hmm.
Spoilers!
So-
There's people who still haven't played it yet.
I don't think I can
personally-
spoil a nearly 20-year-old game.
Personally, still one of, like, I don't know if it is my favorite, but one of my favorite games is the remake of Silver, Soul Silver.
I
Because
mean, that's my personal favorite Pokemon game of all time.
It is
It's definitely
very
up there as
solid.
one of mine because
because I'm a challenge guy and I love Nuzlocke, I like Storm Silver a lot more. It is a hack that's basically Soul Silver with a little bit of Nuzlocke and,
so it's pretty much
difficulty hack.
that game there that we're spotlighting. But
well, it's not like that. It's like a fair, you can still play this casually, but it's just got a little bit of a spike. You know how you were saying most Pokemon games nowadays kind of hold your hand?
mm-hmm.
Well, 5th gen was kind of like that, but, like, Soul Silver Storm Silver kind of aimed to fix that. And they've done that with every single 4th gen game now, at least once, with hacks, which is amazing. And that's why we do these hack spotlights. But, now we're going to move on to yet another Jordan subject here, because he is a huge One Piece fan.
I am.
And so, something got announced. Something like, even I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to seeing the execution of this.
I'm not.
Like, I want to see whether they
By the
screw it
way,
up.
Apparently Hollywood. And I love the fact that I had to mention that it's Hollywood too. Like that's who they're throwing in the bus.
Let me just stop you there for a second. Guys, let me just tell you,
Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
whenever you see Hollywood at the beginning of something, or you hear us say Hollywood at the beginning of anything, you know what to expect.
Yeah, so apparently they're making a live-action One Piece series, and immediately I'm just like,
No.
you know,
Wait, series?
it's a series.
No.
I thought it was a movie.
No, it's a series.
Oh.
On what? Like on TV or?
It might be on TV, it might be on Netflix. I don't know.
It's just been
I
announced.
just know it's been announced. And
I mean, all those Death Note fans are already kind of salty.
yeah.
Oh, that looks bad, in my opinion.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ugh.
but so
The
Don't
only
make me-
reason I bring that up is because we could technically make comparisons.
Yeah. Don't make me green in the face, though. That's awful.
I keep thinking to myself, they're gonna do so much. Like,
Is Luffy gonna look like an emo Peter Parker?
no, I imagine with Luffy, they'll probably get like a. I imagine with Luffy, they'll probably get like a really young teenager.
Hmm.
Zoro's probably gonna end up being black,
Like L.
and then Sanji's probably not gonna be a pervert anymore, which is gonna suck because Sanji's my favorite.
He's gonna be for women empowerment.
Exactly. Like,
Oh no!
That's exactly.
He's gonna team up with the social justice warriors.
I actually have a wish list here. Surprisingly, I hope Sanji smokes.
He probably will.
I mean,
Chopper's probably going to be CG. That's probably the only way they can do it.
Yeah.
Especially since he shapeshifts.
Nami's not gonna be nowhere near attractive as she was in the end.
Well,
I'm kidding.
I mean, like, not.
Nami's probably gonna have like brown hair that they're gonna try to pass off as red.
Yeah, probably an auburn, as they call it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Red enough.
it's not quite red, but you know.
And then Usopp, the character I would expect to be black, would probably be white.
Oh man,
Although Usopp's more tan, I guess.
they'll probably do a rock shade of collar.
So,
Like, sorry if that guy's offended you, but I don't know what else to call it.
There's like, there's a weird thing that's been going on in. I've noticed there's this weird thing that's been going on in movies and television here recently. And the reason we say like there's probably going to be characters turn black or something like that is.
I mean,
People always used to say that there was whitewashing, and there's still whitewashing. I mean, look at the look at the Ghost in the Shell movie. But now there's this like I don't know, like if whitewashing is what it's called when you add like a bunch of white people to it. I guess this would be mixing the collars. Because,
I call it rainbow washing.
yeah, rainbow washing, because now they're making so much diversity that it's almost not believable.
I mean, look at like Spider-Man: Homecoming. Like Peter was the only white kid.
Yeah, he was like the only white kid in that school.
I'm like,
in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Like, you could tell they really wanted to make Peter black in that movie,
No, like,
but they just didn't because out of obligations.
you know, like literally especially in his group, there was not one white person besides him. And I'm not saying that like you can't have that. I'm just saying
they overdid it.
A bit of overdoing it. Like, it's good to have diversity.
Now it's just like Peter just sticks out like a sore thumb.
Like, at least have like one other white guy in there. That way it looks more, feels more natural, you know? Because what you pretty much did, and I hate sounding like this, like controversial or anything here. What you've pretty much done is you've like turned the white skin color into the diversity there, because he's the only one there pretty much.
Yeah.
Don't like all the like ethnicity people. I love you. You're great. Don't hang me.
You're hot.
You're hot. Yeah.
We love you here on
Super
the Ninetales podcast.
I'm just saying, I think there can be such a thing as too much diversity.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
Diversity's got to be handled perfectly.
Let's see, with 10 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't just have all 10 of those people be diverse.
Really went far away from like the one.
Yeah, but like, let's get back to One Piece actually.
So
yeah.
So with One Piece, I guess my final thoughts is it's gonna suck. I know it's gonna suck.
Well,
there we go, because like
it's
Dragon Ball Evolution sucked.
That Death Note's probably gonna suck.
Death Note's probably gonna suck.
That comes out on my birthday. Yay!
I would like to say though, let me just say we aren't hoping they suck. Let me just make that clear. Prove us wrong through the moon here.
I'm not hoping it sucks. I just know it's gonna suck.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying though. Please prove us wrong through the roof, but I don't see it either.
And like, I knew this would happen too. I knew this would happen.
It's gonna suck.
I knew this would happen. Like, the comic book genre is sort of dying out in Hollywood. So like, what's the next thing? Like, oh, let's do anime. So now they're going to take every anime property they can find and.
Oh. My beard needs to be changed.
And it's going to be like the comic books. You want to know what's going to happen? They're going to keep shitting out all these anime films, shitting them out. They're all going to suck until they hit that one that does good. Then there's going to be a really good spell of anime movies that's going to be exactly like the Marvel Studios. And it's like, these anime movies are really good, and then they'll slowly die out, and then I don't know what would be taken next. Cartoons?
No. Maybe not. No.
Star versus the Forces of Evil and Steven Universe live-action movies and series. That's what's going.
No, cartoons. We've already tried cartoon movies. They never really worked out.
Yeah, true.
I would say video games were next, but there was already that thing in the late 80s, early 90s of like the video game movie bin, and that didn't work out either. Though
they might try to go back to that. Maybe.
I feel like that would be the next thing.
Recent years, there has been good ones. That Ratchet and Clank movie rules.
Yeah. So, like I said, I feel like after the anime thing, they'll probably go back to video games. Probably.
Yeah. And then if video games don't work, they'll probably go back to cartoons.
Yeah, so
it's just a
never-ending. And then guess what? It's got like once cartoons, like if cartoons hit a stride or strike out, they're probably going to go back to comics, aren't they? It's going to be a.
No, then they'll finally try to be original again once they die out all their other ideas.
That's true.
Problem is, we're in like the nostalgia age of Hollywood, where they don't want to make anything original. They just want to rehash stuff because they know people will automatically watch it.
Yeah. Oh man, don't even get me started on the nostalgia era. I mean, that's just everything right now. I'll talk about that another day, maybe.
It's
but
strange how nostalgia's kind of become poisonous.
It was actually refreshing to see people accept both new and old.
At first,
it was amazing, but it's like they're now using it for an exploit, and that
it's like I said,
sucks.
Chain.
Yeah, it's like I said before, subtlety.
Yeah, like literally, I hate to talk about this right now, but let's look at the case of Earthbound, and of course, you know exactly what I'm about to say.
What?
Oh,
Undertale.
But they actually are going back to video games because the Mega Man movie was announced the other day.
That's right.
I already know a Mega Man movie and I love it.
I know what you're talking about, the Blue Core Studios fan movie. But
believe it or not, I love that. The character development was actually... we should probably do that someday. It's like, I'm going to review that movie on this. Or at least talk about it or something.
And of course, there's the Sonic movie coming out in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's coming out 2018. I just know it's being made.
Yeah. Of course, there's a lot of things being made right now. But that even goes down to the TCGs.
And I mean, like, Disney's real bad in the stuff.
Josh,
here.
he was doing a segue.
Oh, you
ruined the segue.
Dang it. Austin Powers. Did anyone get that reference, or am I just...
I got it.
Okay, good. Okay.
Judo chop.
Anyways, as I was saying, TCGs are even making new things. And as there is new things, we've got some new Yu-Gi-Oh! Coming out.
Oh boy, do they.
So,
where
do we even begin
Friday
with this?
is what's being known by the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community as...
the death of Yu-Gi-Oh!
No, it's being known as Link Day.
Link Day. Link Day!
Well, to some it was also the death of Yu-Gi-Oh! And also the day they quit Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, so Link Summoning came out, it's not like it came out of the blue. They announced it months back.
Oh yeah, they knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And again, those fans, they were just waiting for that day to quit.
Well, you know what I really don't understand about people? Real quick tangent, but this one's not going to be long. Why does every time a new card gets introduced, thousands of people quit? Here's the thing,
quit. They quit until they try the card, find out that, oh, hey, I can break this and like it, and then they just go back to playing the game.
Here's what I'm talking about. Like, I know people who have legitimately quit over things, though. Like, actually, completely. My problem with that is, dude, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a multi-generational thing. You can literally just go get some of the old cards and play. You can play in any kind of format with almost anything.
Well, I mean, like, they still have, like, special tournaments for, like, certain formats.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and, like, you know, just because it's Link format doesn't mean when you play with your friends, you have to play Link format.
Yeah,
I mean, unless someone's going to be using a Link monster deck, I don't see Duelist Destiny using Link format unless someone uses a Link monster deck, right?
Yeah. Or
it's the same thing with Pendulum format. It's the same thing with Pendulum format. It's like we don't really use the Pendulum format unless someone uses a Pendulum deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only times that Pendulum's ever actually appeared, I don't even know if it was in Duelist Destiny, but like Big Deck Draft probably had some.
Yeah.
And that's the only... we didn't even utilize them then. So, like...
I think I used my DDD deck and prelims for Red Eyes, Blue Eyes.
I remember my Buster Blader deck uses pendulums.
Yeah. But so far, Link format... I'm not going to say it's been horrible.
No,
like, here we are post-release.
I will say this. It's the only format that's taken me a while to learn. Whereas the opposite, on the other side of the spectrum, Josh, it took him forever to get pendulums. But
at first I thought, like with pendulums, for the longest time, I actually thought, okay, I can summon level 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, and 8s, like going off Time Gazer and Stargazer. And then like I watched that. He recommended me to watch that video, and when I watched that video, I took a look back at everything. And I'm like, oh, in between 1 and 8. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, I got Pendulum Summoning immediately, but I'm still learning Link Summoning, and then I'm also like. The things that I have learned about Link Summoning.
I got Link Summon real fast.
Josh, I'm trying to talk.
Yeah, I know. I'm just adding to your story.
What kind of weenie thing is that to do?
Anyway, so with Link format, now that it's out, like a lot of decks are not going to be able to work with this. It really isn't. Like, for one thing, my favorite archetype is the Elemental Hero archetype. And they're basically a fusion spam focused beatdown deck, especially now. And unfortunately, the way Link Summoning works, you just can't. It's not going to work because not only that, because you got to use up your extra deck to put the Link monsters in.
Mm-hmm.
So already so that deck's pretty much out. Xyz's decks are out.
No,
except Zodiacs, unfortunately, because I've seen how Zodiacs work in this work in this format, and I'm like, Zodiac.
Yeah, again, Konami really needs to start testing these archetypes.
Now, there is one way. I think that fusion heavy stuff like elementals can work.
Believe me, I tried, man. I tried.
That is a Wicked Thunder sound. Sorry, it's actually storming outside. But I think there should be a balance type card set. Like a bunch of magics and traps that do one similar thing. You know what that thing is? I think I've talked about it with you.
Well, the thing of it is, if they really want to help out, they'll increase the extra deck limit from 15 to
maybe 20 or
Well, not only that,
maybe even 25.
Not even that. Like, what I'm also going to suggest here is now you got to understand this is a wish list, kind of. Plus, I feel like this could help. There should be something like a magic card. This would definitely see play if this would work. You could throw this down, and it would allow you to switch from Link Zone over to the regular monsters.
Extra deck zone too.
Doesn't matter. You know what I mean.
Yeah. Maybe something like hero switch or something like that, where it's like you play. It's like a quick play spell. Like right after you summon him, you flip that card up, and it flips that hero monster down to the. That'd be broke as shit.
The only heroes I can think of that would even be possible in Link format is Masked Heroes.
Yeah. But I think a card like that would be a real nice.
Like Turbo Darklaw will be able to survive.
Mm-hmm. A Turbo Darklaw is annoying.
It is. But some decks that are.
I don't consider that a hero deck.
I never did. But some decks, that I keep thinking about, like, these decks might actually see some meta play if you really think about it. Ojamas might actually finally see meta because, like, their whole archetype is basically getting rid of your monster zones. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I know Ojama Trio has gone up in price, like, because of Link format.
Yeah. I actually have a few of those around
decks?
here.
Are they dead too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean,
because we gotta think with synchros, you get. Well, I don't know.
I think that's on a gray area right now, honestly.
No, synchros will be fine because they go to the graveyard. The ones I feel like are going to have a hard time are like Xyz's.
Yeah.
Because like you have to take 2 monsters and keep them on the field.
Yeah.
Whereas with synchros, they go to the graveyard. So.
Yeah.
The synchros I think will be fine if people.
Now I'm going to address the elephant in the room, as I run these exclusively. There's one thing that really might see a lot of meta play that I think I'm going to be set for life here.
Rituals.
Rituals.
Yeah. Now this boy loves his rituals.
Like, I have loved these since I was a kid. This is what I've always wanted a full deck based around. I will be doing a deck profile someday showing off my best one. But for now, oh man, where can I even begin with this? Like, there are so many cards that are probably going to see so much play if rituals come back like we think they are.
Yeah, they probably will because
And especially 2 cards in particular in my deck that I know will probably really become expensive.
yeah, like that's probably what's gonna happen. Like with Blue Eyes.
Yeah,
decks.
I actually heard Blue Eyes. Actually, both forms of Blue Eyes are normally like maybe more towards the Chaos Max Blue Eyes.
Yeah, that's
but Blue Eyes is going to be fine because even with the extra deck heavy Blue Eyes, you don't dip into your extra deck all that much.
Yeah, no.
Like, because
There's
9
usually-
times out of 10, you're going to have a bunch of 3K beaters on the field. So
I mean, unless you're this guy, he can't help but summon his synchros and stuff.
yeah, I love
Yeah.
some of them. They're fun.
Yeah.
So like I said, Blue Eyes, like I feel like Blue Eyes decks are just gonna spam Chaos Max Dragon at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're going to shift towards Chaos Max, and they may even get a possible resurgence.
Yeah. Well, obviously the 2 things I'm going to be talking about here are Chaos Form and Advanced Ritual Art. Those 2 I feel are going to just hit a spike, dude. They are just going to
Especially
be...
in the Blue Eyes decks.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I don't even know where to begin with this. It's going to probably really be crazy. So, I don't know. We'll just have to see how this whole link format thing plays out. Now, sadly, there is one thing I do not know. I still have never seen a link card yet, or nothing like that.
Well, what it is like they're blue, and they don't have any stars or anything like that.
Yeah,
And they don't have any defense either. What it is like they have like these little arrows in the artwork. It pretty much points out like the zones you can use and stuff like that.
called Link Arrows.
Yeah, so
And
they
then
do they have
they also
attack?
have like a bunch of hexagon patterns.
Yeah, they can't be flipped to defense because they do not have a defense. They have a Link rating.
Yeah, and pretty much what it is like if it's pointing at an arrow, then you could probably extra deck summon on that zone.
Like, if the arrow's pointing at like a zone underneath it, you can actually use that zone becomes an extra deck zone. So you can bring the extra deck monsters into that zone, and the monsters will be linked to the Link monster.
You know,
Now, if you use a card like Decode Talker, who's the first big Link monster we've gotten out,
well, the best thing about him is like he's very generic.
yeah, he's extremely generic. He takes 3 effect monsters, that's it. He opens up 2. Like, here's the thing, Link monsters can be risky too, because what he does is he opens up 2 spaces on your side, but he also opens up a space on your opponent's side. Because there can be Link's monsters
That
that
go
have up, that point
way
up
instead
at
of
your
at
opponent
you.
instead of back at you.
Oh.
And unfortunately, you're not allowed to sacrifice that monster that's in that zone.
Yeah.
Oh no. That's
You know,
not
I keep
good.
thinking about it. I swear, Yu-Gi-Oh's trying so much more to be more and more like chess. Especially now with like the monster placements.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I always felt like that was one thing that was missing. I will give them credit for something. The link summoning does take into account even spaces on the field you use. So, like, I feel like there's going to be so much new strategies that will come out of
there's
this
just one
that we don't even
monster.
see coming.
All of a sudden, Cyberdark
Oh.
Impact became the greatest fucking pack ever.
Yeah, because that was the where they experimented with like zone placement.
that pack was labeled shit at first.
Oh.
That reminds me of like this one monster that came out from that pack. Alien something. I feel like aliens are going to make a comeback because of that guy. Because his effect is he can attack directly as long as he's not in a zone that's.
Oh, and they got more
facing-
column cards coming out in Japan. They've got column cards that came out in Japan. They'll be hitting here in America eventually.
Yeah.
Here's one
Oh,
card.
not to mention we now have a new type of monster like
Cyberse.
Yeah. So, real quick, there's one card I can think of that's really, really going to be helpful. I don't know about meta play still, but Ground Collapsal.
Yeah, like that's actually
That is
gone,
going to be...
That's gone up in price because of Blink 7 format.
Yeah.
And that's
yeah,
like a
because
very
if
old
you guys
card.
are unfamiliar with this was actually in our childhood days when this one came out.
Yeah, like this
Cyberdark
one,
Matter of fact, I
Impact,
have
was it,
one-
or-
No, it
Ground
came out. No,
Collapsal.
dude, this came out in like the
Yeah.
original Yu-Gi-Oh era.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I actually run one in my Raigeki deck, which ironically
what
does
did
not have
Ground Collapsal
Raigeki.
do again?
Now-
It takes away 2 monster spaces.
That
Oh, that's
you
right.
choose.
Yeah, that you choose.
Like, yeah, like that card. That card's gonna get so much play now, probably, because what you do is if your opponent brings out a Link monster that opens up 2 extra spaces, guess what? Flip that card up, stop those 2 extra
Well,
spaces.
another deck that's going to be very popular is the dinosaurs, especially with that new field
Oh.
spell. because they can place a
New field spell?
Token on.
what monster
Oh
space
yeah,
they want.
yeah. They can play. You can place a token on your opponent's side of the field with that thing. Thus, pretty much. And since we know synchro decks aren't going to be a thing in this format, you just keep every turn you just summon a token over to your opponent's side, and then they won't have no monsters. Wait, no, that won't work. Tokens can be used to make link monsters.
Yeah, but like they have to have an effect.
True.
Oh.
Unless you get one that's like a normal.
But
Yeah.
seriously, synchros.
That's how people's going to get out that link spider.
Yeah.
That one normal monster.
Yeah. Oh man, Rest and Pepperoni are. There's like at least 40, 50 decks out there that is probably just cutthroat now.
I think Dark Magician will be fine.
Oh, easily.
Well, yeah, because they don't really.
Well,
They bring out that one Xyz monster.
well, here's the problem.
No, because
They'll never let that die.
No, with Dark Magician, like especially nowadays, Dark Magician decks are more based around like get out like the Dark Magician, then you just beat. It's basically become a beatdown deck at this point.
Yeah.
And thanks to its
Yeah.
like back row stuff like Eternal Stole and stuff like that, they can just keep coming back.
Yeah.
And of course now we have the Apprentice Illusion Magician, which is pretty much the archetype's honest. So you see where Dark Magician's leaning towards.
Yeah.
Beat down.
There used to be a lot of technical side to the Dark Magician.
Yeah, like
runners.
Dark Magician used to be.
Just a real tech
What
heavy deck,
was the?
you know.
How'd the deck work before?
Well, the deck, I remember like what they would do is they would bring out Iban Illusion Magician, and what they would do is use his effect and get out like a Cosmo Queen or like a vanilla beater spellcaster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love Cosmo Queen. She's actually
So it's always
pretty
been
cool
kind
little-
of a beat down deck. Just,
Yeah.
in
Plus,
different ways.
what makes that deck really great is like because thanks to Eternal Soul now you can get like a Dark Magic attack to your hand, and like that's basically a Harpy's Feather Duster for the archetype.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And also with Eternal Soul, don't you get you get to bring out Dark Magician with that card?
Yeah, that's
so.
exactly it. Like,
Yeah.
that's
So you do that, then
that's a continuous call
next
of the
turn. Then next turn you pretty much bring that.
Yeah, not to mention like they've now have new cards. Like they released Dark Renewal, which can get a Dark Magician out.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm talking about Dark Magician is because like I've actually run a few Dark Magician decks. I really do like the archetype. I really do.
He plans on trying to build an IRL one.
Yeah.
The only I think
Yeah.
the only gripe that people have with the deck is like it's very back row heavy,
Oh yeah.
and it is. It really is back row heavy.
Mm.
Because like you're pretty much if you lose your Eternal Soul, stuff like that, you're pretty much screwed because you're just, that's the thing that makes the deck work.
Yeah.
Oh, and Magician's Navigation too, but that's not a good. Magician's Navigation is an excellent card that helps with the archetype, and what else helps? One card that I always run because this is just an excellent card to have for like a spellcaster deck is the Secret Village of the Spellcasters.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I always run that in my Dark Magician decks.
Beautiful.
That card always screwed me when
Yeah.
early Yu-Gi-Oh. I was like, I can't use spells.
Yeah. So, honestly, there's just a
Like,
lot
if you
going
get-
on right now.
Oh,
And just the
especially if you
whole
get that card out on a
thing.
Blue Eyes deck, because that's all they run is spells, pretty much.
I guess the conclusion to this whole thing we're talking here,
But
going back to the link summoning part, is,
yeah,
dude, the meta's going to be rocked on its head.
Well, like I feel like what they're gonna do is like, especially now.
True Kings.
No, what I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna experiment with new. They're probably gonna make a really good Cyverse archetype. And that's gonna see meta play. I have a feeling about that one.
Yeah, Cyverse is probably going to get a little bit of meta play.
Because like
trying to,
Worms when Worms were introduced in the Pendulum era, they got a lot of play.
yeah,
I like
Before-
Worms.
they're going to try out Cyverse,
I think
but
it
if
was
Cyverse doesn't do anything, it won't stay long. They're just gonna keep going and going and going until that big archetype, the big archetype that Konami decides to shit out and not test, that will break the game.
Well, I think for this next one they'll probably test it because they want because I think it's going to be an archetype specifically solely based off link summoning, and it boosts link summoning. It's all you do is link summon, and it's just going to be excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's
honestly,
and And it's weird. Konami of America here. It seems they're trying to stray away from link summoning because guess what? One of these the exclusive archetypes that are coming out. John, you're gonna like this. A new archetype coming out in like a pack, and it's a TCG exclusive.
Yeah.
It's a zombie deck based around ritual summoning.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah, that's another
You know, I gotta get on
TCGs
that
are
roll, dude.
TCGs are like trying to stay like for some reason the TCGs are kind of scared of link summoning. It seems like because they've got the formula athletes, which are kind of related to the ultimate athletes, but not.
Yeah.
And then there's like
Anyways.
I haven't really seen any link. Like as far as I know,
I think
no
I feel
link
like-
based.
I actually feel like UAs might. No, UAs is kind of like an average archetype at best.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I guess let's go back to story time for a second and talk about UA Stadium.
Uh,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, it was
We
ridiculous.
were playing like this, like we basically got like a bunch of jumbled up cards. We didn't know
the
what-
big deck duel, as we like to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically like we just draw from the same pile, and we each ended up getting like the Ultra Athlete Stadium.
like 3 times or 4 times over a piece.
and we're just like, we can't use this. Nobody uses Ultra Athlete.
So all three just ended up playing it anyway.
Because like, why not?
Yeah.
There was no reason
Just
for
to
it.
get the card out of our hand. But another thing is like, I feel what was it the True Kings or True Dracos or whatever or the
Yeah.
True Kings. They're that new meta deck. Like there's True King, with Masterpiece and stuff like that. They're probably going to be fine because they're not a very thing. Like if people here aren't going to be using Zodiac. Because most likely Zodiac might actually get hit on the TCG ban list
Probably.
after the World Championship. Like the World Championship, you already know Zodiac's not going to get any representation because all their good cards are banned.
Pretty much.
Just for the World Championship, because they're banned in the OCG, so they have to be banned in the tournament too for the World Championship. Because what they do is they combined. Like I actually like how they do this for the ban list for the World Championship. Since it's all the best players from around the world,
Yeah.
what they do is they take the OCG ban list and the TCG ban list and combine them together. And if there's a type of card or archetype that is completely exclusive to either TCG or OCG, it too is banned. Like this World Championship, Subterrors and Spirals, the entire deck is banned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think that's fair. I think that's
Yeah, I mean, that would just be
Definitely fair.
unfair.
But,
because
like
not all
especially
people know
Konami, especially Konami of America and the TCG, they're really bad about banning the problem cards after they've already done something that they know is going to fix it, and they're not going to make them money anymore.
Yeah,
So it's
pretty
like
much.
the problem solved itself. Now we're going to ban it because these cards aren't making us money anymore. Because they just love that money. But like that's probably what's going to happen
Really?
deep in Link format. What?
Yeah.
It's really their fault that like a lot of archetypes suck.
Yeah.
Because like they don't properly support it, so you have to use like generic cards
Yeah.
Well,
to even stand a chance.
you know what? Real quick tangent about generics, though.
Mhm.
I feel like whenever a new gimmick like Links come out, actually, I can't even call it a gimmick. It's just part of the game. I mean,
Yeah.
but whenever something new like this comes out, I feel like the first wave should at least have one kind of archetype based around it. Plus, they need some
Well,
generics
they
for
always do that,
everything.
'cause, like-
yeah,
Because you had like Performer Palace, which was pendulum based.
yeah,
Yeah, like here's the thing, like about like those like little types of cards. It's weird because like some like Xyz Synchro, like I found Xyz Synchros and Fusions, they could be splashed into a bunch of decks because they could be mixed. But as of here recently, when it came to pendulums, they wanted pendulums to be something that you could splash into every deck, but have specific archetypes about them. But really, the weird thing is pendulums kind of became its own archetype.
Yeah, pretty much. Like
And that's what's going to happen with Lynx. no one's going to throw links in every deck. There's going to be the decks that they can use without links, like dinosaurs, true kings,
like
rituals.
I feel like Rainbow Neos Turbo will be okay because like your only real goal is to get that one out.
Yeah, because you only need that one.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually curious. Like, does Rainbow Neo still shuffle like the link monsters into the extra deck?
That's gonna be
that's a possibility.
Ooh, that's a good question.
But like all those decks like that really don't need an extra deck.
That was a card that made too good.
They're
no.
they're not gonna. They're not, but like those decks, they're not gonna throw
gonna
Link
happen.
monsters in there. Link is gonna end up like Pendulum, something that they think is gonna be able to be splashed in every deck and hopefully make everything
better.
But
Yeah.
guess what? It's probably just gonna end up being its own archetype.
It probably will.
Pendulums did the same thing. Do you agree with me
Oh,
there?
for
Xyz
sure.
did
Yeah,
the same thing.
yeah.
Synchros did the same. Fusions.
Yeah,
Well-
it wasn't until Pendulums came out that Xyzs and Synchros actually started going with a bunch of, because like you could like with Blue Eyes, as long as you have a rank 8 Xyz monster, or like the Synchro monsters to go with it, you can have multiple cards, and it's weird because like they would make Synchro monsters, but they'd also make Xyz monsters that could go with decks, and like. Pendulums kind of made the extra decks more diverse, which I'll give them credit there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This definitely takes away a bit of that diversity that Pendulums gave in the extra deck, because now
I will
without
say one thing I did like with like summoning with the new format. It's like because before like Pendulums had their own zones, but now they just made them part of the. I don't know why they didn't do that in the first place. Make them part of it.
Honestly,
make
yeah,
them part of that,
like-
because that's way too many cards on the field, because not everyone's going to run a Pendulum deck.
That's another thing that I love about the new field is like they kind of cleaned it up.
Yeah, they did clean it up.
Um,
It did look kind of like a jumbled mess, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly,
Like those pendulum zones were forced in there. Like even the side, like if you look at the mats, they give you the paper mats. The side deck, like the side deck, well the extra deck, the field spell, the graveyard, and the things had to jump out of the way, and you only see half of them on the thing. Like whoa, because the pendulum zones got crammed in there. Like fit, damn it.
Yeah, so
No.
that's true. I think we've dwelled on this enough. Let's go on to
Yeah.
the next topic.
but
Yeah.
real quick, one last thing about this whole entire thing, just to end off here. Honestly, it seems like every single like synchro, everything they've ever added on typing like this, it seems to have done the same exact thing, like you guys said, where it's kind of like everything can be sprinkled into anything. That's the good thing about Yu-Gi-Oh, though. You can run all or nothing here. I mean,
True.
there is literally an archetype for every
Well, I mean, like-
generation of players.
Well, that's probably like my favorite thing about Yu-Gi-Oh is like if there's an archetype you don't like, there's probably going to be 10 other archetypes that you will like. It
yeah.
all depends on like how you like to play the game.
Like this guy here, he loves cyber dragons and
Insectors.
insectors,
Yeah, like
Elemental
but like
heroes.
elemental heroes and
Like-
stuff like that.
like,
But you look at but then you go and do like ritual beast, and you're like, I like it, but not too much.
well, like I'm actually a sucker for archetypes where like the monsters go into spell and trap card zones. Like one of my favorite all-time archetypes, which I know is not a great archetype by any means, but it's still fun to use. Is the Crystal Beasts.
Oh
like,
yeah,
that's-
you ran those for a while, didn't you?
I did run Crystal Beasts, and
I remember you dueled a kaiju user, but he gave you credit. He's like, Crystal Beast, dude.
yeah, because it's so old-fashioned, especially now. But like I'm a sucker for archetypes like that where the monsters go into the spell and trap card zones. That's why I like Insectors, because like they become the equip spells.
Yeah. Unions, I feel like, are a good thing for you, right? Like,
Well,
do
unions
do
they
anything?
still stay on the unions. Yeah, that unions.
Kind of.
It's kind of like
That's on the line, though. Really.
Another deck I've been meaning to try out is like Artifacts, because they were pretty much like Crystal Beasts revisited.
yeah, like
Yeah. I got a few
another
of those
thing.
sitting around.
Another thing is like I'm kind of a sucker for beatdown and graveyard manipulation, so that's definitely why I drifted to Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
Well, like Necro Valley is still like the best field spell ever, because like you can't do shit in the graveyard.
yeah. Definitely one of my favorites. I mean, it's very obvious. Dude, it's all about the ritual for me. There's...
like, I'm also a sucker for, like, shuffling cards back into the deck.
Yeah.
Kind of moves. Like
Searching is one of my favorite
That's why,
things.
what was it, shimmering or not quaking, but, Radiant Mirror Force.
Radiant. Right? It's like that shuffles all the cards back into the deck. And, like, I'm a sucker for archetypes like that. Like, that's why I love playing Rainbow.
Time Space Trap Hole.
Yeah, that's another one. That's why I love playing, like, Turbo Rainbow Neos.
I actually run that in the Blue Eyes deck now, so watch out.
Oh, yeah, that's right, you mentioned.
I didn't get a chance to use it because Blue Eyes aren't very trap heavy. I run three traps.
Enough about your Blue Eyes. Yeah. Enough about that. Let's get on to this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I do have to say one last thing. # give Links a chance.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, come on, guys.
That's my final thought.
# game is dead. # switching to Magic.
It's like, fuck this. I'm going Pokemon.
Oh man. There's also no way to tangent into that, but as well as Pokemon, we actually have a game to talk about. Many games, actually. So, obviously, we're all 90s kids here.
Yeah.
So, one of the real big things of our time...
93, 94, 95.
Yep.
We're the late 90s to early 2000s kids, definitely.
Yeah. So, this was obviously... a console that has been basically kind of the start for us in different ways.
Still like one of my favorite consoles.
Oh, it is probably in my top 3.
My only real gripe with it is the controller, but I'll get into that.
Yeah. So of course you guys already know we're talking about
the complaint about the controller gave it away.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah, like the Nintendo 64.
Pokemon Stadium is still like one of my favorite games, actually.
Yeah. Honestly,
because it's like all the fun of battling,
but without grinding.
But you can pick the Pokemon and just. It's like
it's like YGO Pro for Pokemon.
Pretty much.
The only real gripe. It's ironic that you say that because now there actually is like Pokemon Stadium, which is pretty much like YGO Pro, but basically it's for competitive Pokemon battling.
Oh yeah.
You're talking about
Oh shit! What was it called?
Pokemon Showdown.
Yeah, Pokemon. That's what
I love Showdown. I actually want to run that on this channel sometime. We should do that.
I play that. I play it every now and then because like I didn't think I'd be into competitive Pokemon battling, but I kind of am now.
Oh yeah, the thing that I'm just gonna say, the thing that really takes people away from that a lot is the super training and stuff like that. They made it easier now, but like
how does that work? How do you get?
Don't even.
Wait. Is it like that game already has the Pokemon EV trained up to their best?
What you do is you set the stats. Like you go in, like the Pokemon's automatically going to be like level 100 or something like that, and you go in and you change the stats to how you want it to best suit like its
your
nature
play
and
style.
And like you get to pick its nature, you get to pick its moves, and you get to pick everything else.
Yeah.
Do you net?
Of course I do. I don't know anything about that stuff.
Yeah. So here we've got 8 of what is considered, in my opinion, some of the most well-known classics of the Nintendo 64.
Netting ain't wrong.
So, first of all, we are going to talk about what we have already seen in my hands. Pokemon Stadium.
I remember, Pokemon Stadium is actually a really fun game for me because it was one of those...
I played it so much. Like I forgot. I remember I didn't have the console when I was a kid, but
What it was is like
I do remember playing that game a lot.
I had it, and I didn't actually have the game, but I used to rent it all the time at Front Row Video.
It's such a good game.
Yeah. Honestly, there's one thing I have never done.
I was a fan of Pokemon Stadium 2 just because it had more stuff.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. I am going to make a really sad and actually, embarrassing thing here. Because I am the Vulpix trainer. Dudes, I have never beat Mewtwo on this. Ever.
I never even made it to Mewtwo because,
I've made it.
I barely played story mode.
The thing I played most of all was the mini games. That was the fun part.
Oh yeah, I did
free battles and mini plays are amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm not even much of a mini game guy. I'm always like, mini games are kind of, but those mini games were actually fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the
I'm
weirder,
actually, like,
stupider ones
I still
are
wanna
I
see
mean,
good.
I like Mario Party too, but I'm like, that game's just nothing but mini games.
I want to see like a whole spin-off where it's just based on nothing around but the Pokemon Stadium.
minigame
Minigames,
things. I feel like that would actually be a really good one.
Like for the DS or something like that.
Like maybe a remaster.
Like something like that. Like,
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I could see that. So,
Well, the thing
Yeah.
of it is, Pokemon Stadium always needed like an update with all the Pokemon, but
yeah, we kind of got that with Coliseum, but that's...
Coliseum
it only made
had
it
the
to,
Hoenn.
like, Hoenn. So, yeah, we
But,
do
like, we need like
one.
something with all the Pokemon. In it.
Actually, I take that back.
And with online
Battle
stuff.
Revolution 4. So,
Yeah,
Gen
but-
4, but that was kind of detracting.
Yeah, but
at that
now they
point.
have better Wi-Fi stuff. So like, especially with like online play.
Yeah. If they don't do something like that for Switch, they're dropping the ball badly,
Yeah.
honestly. The next game on our list is Super Mario 64, a speedrunner's dream like myself, and just all around just an amazing 3D platformer. Dude,
Like I said, I mean, I love Super Mario 64, and I remember like it definitely was like that thing that was sort of like the game changer. My only real gripe was Super Mario 64, and like I know like it's not really right to complain, but I'm gonna complain about it anyways. I don't like the camera. The camera kind of sucks. I know.
someone had
it's
to say it. Okay,
like I know.
I'm going on it.
Like
The
Fine.
camera in this game's fucking awful.
Now, to be fair,
I get it because it was the first of its kind. Like they didn't really know how to do camera controls,
Yeah.
but now it's like no, like it's just does
like
not
you
work.
look back at it though, I've got to give them 100% credit. They are making a good attempt at the first type.
That was
but
one thing that like Banjo-Kazooie did. Like their camera, yeah, it was like sort of like the same controls, but they added like the R button that
Yeah.
automatically has the camera follow you.
Yeah.
Yep. But it's kind of funny you mention. Oh,
Yeah,
There it
Banjo-Kazooie,
is.
I just kind of consider like the better Super Mario 64. 'cause,
Yeah.
like, they took everything
Yeah.
that Super Mario 64 did and just amped it up. And again, like I said, they added the R button that was just such a lifesaver.
yeah. This is brimming with memorable characters. Honestly, we obviously know everybody from the Mario universe anyways. But this is an original game with original characters, and its first was not even... It was a two-hit wonder, honestly.
Like
Sadly.
rare, like it was rare for Rare to do anything bad back in this time.
Yeah.
Well,
they-
now
they-
it's kind of...
Just home run after home run. Like
Yeah.
they bowled a perfect game almost.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now, once Microsoft bought them,
Rareware, right?
that's a completely different topic.
I know, like a lot of people say, like they only
I'm-
have like one good game under their belt, and then the rest are crap.
Well,
That being Viva Pinata.
Viva Pinata!
I like Grabbed by the Ghoulies.
I've never played it.
I am sorry. I love it. I know if anyone
the-
watches
wait.
this that knows and played it enough, they're gonna
Is
hate
the
me.
Viva Pinata game actually considered good?
Yeah, like it's actually a really fun game, and like
There was
lot
even
of-
a DS port called Pocket Paradise. I love
Yeah, they
it.
literally just like most of the people just say like this is the best, the rest suck.
Oh wow, Viva Pinata!
I actually own that. That is. I
actually,
proudly own
I've
it.
seen episodes of that show. It was weird,
Yeah.
really weird.
Well, there was one about cannibalism. Of course, it's weird. Not joking, actually.
The pinata.
So
Oh.
this one, we'll go with this one next. This one is kind of a different decision, but you got to realize my
It's
standpoint
like
on
a
this.
2.5 game.
Now, Nintendo 64 didn't have a lot of 2.5s. Not to mention, the art style and gameplay are tight and just very well done.
I thought that game was okay.
I mean,
What's the game?
Yoshi's Story.
It's pretty much like Yoshi's Island for Super Nintendo, but like I don't know, they were still trying to juggle like what to do.
Yeah. Honestly, I kind of love the felt style of this because they did a lot of that. It's almost like claymation and felt together. That's kind of what I'd describe the textures as. And honestly, why I bring this one up specifically is because all Yoshi's Island games seem to have a very unique style to them that no other games of their time would have. With the original Yoshi's Island for SNES, they literally had like crayon almost.
Love that game.
It is just be still my heart on that one.
I want to marry.
Wait, what game?
Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island.
Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
it is
I
amazing.
used to play that game all the time.
So, the DS version was pretty
Now,
good. Yoshi's Island DS.
Now we're coming to my personal favorite game on this system.
And of course, a very infamous and very adult one.
I know, shocking. And it was pretty much like the 64's last hurrah, too.
Yeah, I mean,
Because it came out
honestly,
in 2001. That's when the GameCube came out. So this was the 64's last hurrah. Nothing and Conker's Bad Fur Day.
yeah. Now, obviously, just as Jordan said, with it being kind of one of the later date titles, guys, I'm just going to be honest with you. Most of the things on this list are kind of rare now. Like, I'm sad to say these are rare. This one is actually the rarest on the list. Other than Smash Brothers, which basically, yeah, I did just spoil that. I'm sorry. Smash Brothers is
Oh, who
obviously
couldn't
on
have
it.
guessed that?
Oh,
I
yeah.
think anyone.
Yeah, I
who-
mean-
anyone who has a brain would figure Smash Bros is probably going to be the last one we're going to be talking about.
Yeah,
But,
It's the game that defined this console practically.
yeah.
I mean,
They're both equally rare is what I'm getting
But
at here.
one thing that I love the story in this game. It has
Can
a
I
bunch
see
of homage to movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The controls are perfect.
Again, rare.
We got a flower with boobs.
That's true.
Rareware.
The best thing about this game is like they fixed the camera overall. Like Banjo-Kazooie had to have the R thing, but like this game didn't. Like the camera just follows you perfectly and everything else. And another thing that I want to talk about is Joshua tested this. This actually has a really fun multiplayer.
Oh yeah,
Wait, multiplayer?
Yeah, it has a multiplayer and it's super fun.
yeah, it is actually. Well, I remember we played the multiplayer, didn't we?
I have never even seen that. Is that
Wait, did
actually
we play
a
the
thing?
multiplayer?
Yeah, we played the multiplayer. I brought my Nintendo 64
Yeah.
to his house, and I
The second I'm off this, I'm gonna go try that now.
Yeah, but like
It's super fun.
Oh, it's so fucking fun. But dude, wait, care if I see like the console real quick? When it comes to this game, Conker's Bad Fur Day, I feel
The only thing in the game that I didn't really like, a lot of people will say the swimming. I didn't think the swimming was that bad. It wasn't great, but like it was still the thing that I didn't like, and the thing that I struggled with the most was the vampire zombie level, and you had to control the shotgun, and it was so hard to aim that thing.
yeah,
Because you had to take out the zombies by the head.
yeah, but like with this game, I don't think aiming guns was too done that much. I think right.
Well, I mean, like Rare also did like GoldenEye, so it makes me wonder, like, why couldn't they do it like a crosshair?
Oh
thing?
man, yeah. Oh, GoldenEye was actually real good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with Conker's Bad Fur Day, all I have to what I have to say, and I think you both can agree here, it's crude, it's rude, and you know I'm justified by saying this. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Bingo. Now, before we go on with these last
'Cause, you know,
three,
it's rated M.
there are two games that I wanted on this list. I actually forgot to grab one, but I don't own the other. Honestly, GoldenEye is supposed to be on this list.
I loved GoldenEye.
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, when you
Yes.
get that golden pistol.
Yeah.
I played
Now,
GoldenEye
A
with this,
game
like,
possibly better than the movie. I mean, does
Sadly-
anyone even remember the movie?
no, not really.
sadly, there is one flaw
Also,
in
a
it
licensed game that's good.
that is actually something that can be fixed very
Well, I mean,
easily.
Capcom did all the Disney games back in the day.
Yeah,
Oh,
true.
Disney games are fine though. But the one thing I kind of don't like about GoldenEye, and I know I'm gonna get a little bit of gripe for this, but you gotta realize this is an opinion.
Choose your words carefully. GoldenEye is one of my favorite
Well-
games on this console.
The way that the controls work with movement. Now, it's working and it's very well done. It's just not the kind of thing I'm used to. I play FPS games very rarely, so this is kind of an unfair thing for me to say, but it's just not the way I imagine it should control. Fair
Alright,
point.
next game I want to talk about is
I-
probably my favorite puzzle game.
I have to talk about this too.
Pokemon Puzzle League.
I'd like to throw in something real quick. You know how on Conker's Bad Fur Day we were talking about how it has an amazing 2-player? This game has a terrible 2-player. It don't work.
But this game's pretty much a Puyo Puyo Pop. No, wait, not Puyo Puyo Pop. I'm stupid. Like Yoshi's
Actually,
Tetris Attack.
wrong.
What?
Believe it or not, this game is actually kind of almost 1-to-1 port with the games in there. Panel de Pon.
That's what I was thinking of. Panel de Pon.
And
If
I
that
actually
was
own the Yoshi game that
Yeah.
this is based on.
Yeah, like,
And there's a Pokemon
what it was
game.
like Panel de Pon. Like they didn't think it would market here in America, so they made it Yoshi. And then when the Nick 64 came out here in America, this never came out in Japan. We repackaged it with the Pokemon anime, and it was interesting too because they got the voice actors to do this game.
Yeah. Now, this is actually kind of weird, but if you guys really think about it, this is the only anime-based Pokemon game that's official.
I'm trying to think, is there anything else?
I don't think there is.
Well, wait. I feel like there's one more because I remember. I don't know. I'll think of it later.
I'm sure there has been, but this is the first and the only one I can remember, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but like,
I like
honestly.
this, like you get to see the anime characters standing next and they get to talk.
yeah.
And like this game like this game, I appreciate this game because it reminded me how hot anime Sabrina actually was.
Yeah. Now, this next one is
Oh,
also
that tight
not
red
on
dress.
us right now. I actually have it over there, but Donkey Kong 64. Now, this one is kind of a half honorable mention because you need the jumper pack. That thing is incredibly hard to find now.
Not to mention, like, I'm not really fond of Donkey Kong 64. To be honest, I played it once. I'm not really fond of it.
Like, I'm
Okay.
half sold on it, but I've never played it fairly on a real console.
I want to talk about this game too because me and Josh,
Yeah.
I have fond memories of this because me and Josh used to
Yeah.
play this game all the time.
I just wanted to quickly mention Donkey
Cruisin'
Kong.
USA.
Oh, I love cruising.
Yeah.
We played that all the time.
Yeah, that one.
We still play cruising anytime we get when we see it in an arcade.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. I wanted to.
Cruiser was one of the more
Yeah.
fun racing
Yeah.
games.
I mostly wanted to bring up Donkey Kong because I know there's going to be a lot of people out there, if they'd watch this, like, why wasn't that on there?
All right, so here comes another one of my favorite games of all time.
Oh, for sure. Good
This is
reasons.
a classic. It's been remade. It was a good remake, I think.
Kind of 1-to-1 almost.
Yeah. It is the classic Star Fox 64. This is the game that introduced the Rumble Pack, which now that's a feature in video games, but at the time that's like...
That was revolutionary, dude. Like, literally, this is a pioneer game.
You care if I see that real quick?
Yeah, no props.
Like, this is something that I was pointing out. Like, I couldn't see the name because he had it, like, kind of held off from me where I couldn't see it. Going off of the little sticker here on the front, I had no idea this was Star Fox 64. Like, Star Fox, why is there a giant robot on the front of it?
Well, what's cool about this game is, like, every time you play it, you can get a different experience. Like, you can go a different path. If you do a certain thing, and like you get a different ending or something like that, and it was very cool.
Yeah, back then, that may not sound like much now.
I mean, like the only other game I could think of that like had like a different path sort of system was like Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
But, like, Landmasters weren't in this, right?
No, they were.
Oh, they were Landmaster.
The worst was the submarine.
Yeah.
No.
Honestly, though, the only real big thing I got about that is, like, the different paths may not sound big now because that's actually commonplace nowadays in a way, but
especially with, like, JRPGs.
yeah,
And
you guys got to realize something about this. This was mid-late 90s, okay?
dating sims.
This was just kind of... That wasn't common back then. A lot of things are just A to B back then.
You know, it's funny to think that like we had Star Fox. There was Star Fox 2, but it was never released. And then that was a reboot.
Actually, guys...
Yeah.
You do
I know
know-
about the Super...
Yeah,
the
the
new
Super
thing coming out
Nintendo
that's gonna-
thing,
That's the only reason why people are going to be buying that thing is for Star Fox 2.
easily. But you know what that also means? Even in the homebrew community, we have had Star Fox 2 forever. if you go through
Yeah, I know, but, like,
homebrew cart.
We never really had like an official.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as well, the one we have has never been finished. So now we get to see what the whole thing looks like.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Another game I want to talk about before we get to the last one, just because like I played this back when I was on my binge for this series. I had Mega Man 64.
Oh my gosh.
Or as more commonly known as Mega Man Legends. That game I found out it actually has like a love-hate thing. Like people either really love it or really hate it. I'm kind of in the middle. There's some things I really love about that game, and there's some things I really hate. But I definitely think Mega Man Legends and Mega Man 64 is definitely a game at least worth checking out. Like you don't have to play through it all, but like.
Oh yeah.
It seems, especially with you and me, if there's anything that ever has that love-hate relationship, me and this guy here are always caught in the middle.
Yeah.
Like if there's the thing that someone hates, like half the people hate, half the people love, it's normally me and him. Me and him, we're always like, well, it was just okay.
Anyway, time to finally talk about the coup de créole of the system.
Yeah.
The thing that utilized everything that was great about the system.
It defined the system.
And believe it or not, it was because of this game that this was my introduction to Mario, believe it or not, and
It's
like Metroid. And
it's still
Link.
one of my all-time favorite series and one of my all-time favorite games.
Because like before I played this game,
If not probably my favorite game on the system.
Yeah, before I played this game, the only Nintendo game I knew was Pokemon. Other than that, like I was too busy playing like my Sonic games and like. So I went to my brother's mom's house for. He's my half brother, by the way. My brother's mom's house where he was staying for a bit and for Thanksgiving, and he says you gotta play this. And, like it's Super Smash Brothers, and it sort of just like changed everything because I'm like this is so cool.
Yeah.
The thing that like drew me toward it, of course, was Pikachu because I knew who Pikachu was.
Yeah.
And I'm like I didn't know who. So that was my introduction to Nintendo in general.
Yeah, so like honestly, there is not a whole lot we can really say here. We could sit here and say anything in the world, and it will not it will be immeasurably better than anything we can think of to say.
This game, like it was like.
Shout out to my friend Marissa. She's pretty much the best at Smash Brothers I know.
How can I put the? I don't want to say revolutionary.
Well, because like you gotta think with like fighting games at the time, like fighting games would have like a health bar. Like this one was different. The name of the game wasn't like get your opponent's health down. The name of the game was get so much damage that they get knocked off the arena.
Yeah.
And no one dies in it. Like, because at the end, your opponent's sitting there and they're clapping for you.
Yeah. Not to mention, items. Items weren't commonplace in fighting games all the time. This is like the thing that was like, hey, look, dudes,
also
items.
Another thing with fighting games is there was like
combos. Like you had to perform like a certain combo.
Yeah.
Like up, down, down, or stuff like that. With this game, it was more like you just hit right and B and you do a smash and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's easier for a kid to pick up.
Like, it's easy to pick up, but like
you can play it with your family.
It's easy to pick up, but like if you master this game, like just seeing gameplay footage is just insane.
Yeah, like if you master this game, you can pull off some really sick combos. But if you're like just picking up and playing it, it's easy enough for you to just pick up and play, maybe with just a little bit of just knowing a little bit of insight. And again, it had platforms with its stuff. It had moving stages, which is another thing that you didn't see much in fighting games, because fighting games were kind of like that stationary fight, and you just had to keep.
Well, because like you felt more free.
Yeah, like there was a lot more freedom with it because there were platforms and like you could jump up on places and run around.
Yeah, another thing. There's a lot of stage gimmicks that had never been seen before and probably will never be seen again.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like, sadly, too, unfortunately. I mean, like, we got PictoChat. Which literally it just draws into the background. You can use whatever those things are.
Yeah. Also, this is another thing, is like the fact that you could fight in all the classic places of the Nintendo characters. Yeah. And this is another thing that I felt kind of like with some fighting games like Mortal Kombat, and I'm talking about earlier Mortal Kombats before they did expand, and Street Fighter. Some of their levels felt more constrained, like you felt like you were in this small cramped area.
Like at the time, like fighting games like had a specific formula.
Yeah, like you had like the worlds, although you
a bad
couldn't
formula.
although the worlds you couldn't like explore in this game, they felt more open.
Yeah, I feel like because like
There's more background.
If that
to be
makes
had.
any sense.
Basically, in a lot of fighters, there was either like a pit around the stage, or there was people crowded around, or something like that.
Like Street Fighter, that you'd have a bunch of people all around you. This one, you felt more open, like you're in a world.
Yeah.
yeah.
Lots of busy backgrounds in this too. And not to mention, I can't actually even like resist to say this. With Brawl, their modding communities is amongst some of the highest of all.
Yeah.
And these games just keep getting better.
Oh,
when
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even wait to see.
Melee was great.
I have no doubt they're gonna port it to the Switch.
Yeah.
'Cause they did Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't know if you know this yet. Smash Brothers modding for Smash 4 has started already.
Oh,
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, it's already going, dude. I don't know if the 3DS port is one. I don't know which one it is. I know there's Smash 4 mods now.
The only bum thing I have about like the recent Smash Brothers is like they did DLC, which was cool, but like there was so much other stuff they could do. Like the fact that they like one DLC that made me laugh because I'm just like that was the only way they got Mega Man into the game was like the fact that they had to put Ryu in the game.
Yeah,
I think that was
come
the
on.
only way they could have gotten Mega Man into the game. Like Nintendo's like, we want Mega Man. It's like, can Ryu be in it? No, we want Mega Man. Ryu? Mega Man. Ryu? Fine, we'll make up DLC. Just give us Mega Man already.
Mega Ryu? Because, like, Capcom, they just do not like Mega Man anymore.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
Like it's all about that Street Fighter with them now. It's like it's like Mega Man. Like spell Mega Man. R
why?
Y
You?
U?
Yeah. Ah, that's
Mega
how we
Man?
spell it.
Is that how you spell it?
All right, I think we've babbled on for enough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
guys, this has been an awesome Ninetales podcast. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and if you have, please hit the like button so that way Jordan's nose may heal from me hitting him in the
You
head.
didn't hit my nose. You hit my eyebrows.
Well, you're very expressive. One raise eyebrows. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the Ninetales podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Be
And I
sure
will
to
see
check
you.
out J&J Chattercast. New episodes coming eventually.
Whenever they feel like it.
It's like, yeah. All right, bye.
Later, guys.